Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Sylvia and I make videos on planning with the occasional review. Today's video is going to be all about One Book July. One Book July, we're halfway through the year. So, halfway there, living on a prayer, and I have decided that I'm going to be participating in One Book July because the Carie Harling has mentioned that she's going to be doing a read-along for Atomic Habits by James Clear, and I absolutely love this book. I found this book this year. I started to read it at the beginning, well, towards the end of last year, beginning of this year. Loved it so much. Listened to the audiobook, also had a digital copy from my library, and I was like, yes, I want to have this book and mark it up. So I ordered it online. I've had it for a couple of months, and I don't know, 2021 is just my year to reread things. And so I thought I was going to reread this sooner than this, but I've been so incredibly busy and productive with my novel that haven't had the time. So leave it to Carie Harling to kick my butt in gear. So thank you. I'm going to be doing this for the month of July, as well as another challenge. I'm doing Camp Nano, where I'm going to be adding 10,000 words to my current project, Project Purple, through revisions, which if you've ever done revisions, it's really tough. And unless I have to completely rewrite something, I might only get a couple hundred words here or there, which is great because my challenge, I think it's like a little over 300 words a day I have to write. So still going to be kind of a challenge, but not so overwhelming that I'm just going to be like, no, I can't do it. I am currently going to be using this for One Book July. Now, for those of you who don't know, One Book July is something that was created by some lovely women. I will link down the videos below, but basically it's just to get you back to basics. And if you have a system, they always say, don't change it. If something's working for you, don't change that part. But if something else isn't, why don't you try changing that? So it's all about, sorry, my phone rang. Anyway, where was I? It's all about an experiment. You just kind of take your planning and you decide you're going to experiment with it, whether it's the whole thing or just one part. Again, if you have children and you have a homeschooling binder that works really well for you, but something else in your planning system, like your personal planning, doesn't work well, then maybe that's something that you can experiment with. So for this month, I'm going to be trying to stick with my Moy-Term cover in A5. It's gorgeous. This is that crocodile print. I will try to link it down below. Unfortunately, on Amazon as well as AliExpress, it's been really hard to keep this product online. Sorry, my phone keeps ringing. My sister's trying to figure out something. So where was I? Oh, this comes in many colors and a couple different sizes. But again, this is A5 size, and I have 2 notebooks in here. So currently I have a gray Moleskine, and it is an A5 size, but Moleskine tends to be more narrow than actual A5 1917, which I also have in here. So this is a brand new notebook that I'm going to be moving into. This one I started at the beginning of the year, and I kind of fell off on using it because I decided I wanted everything all in one place. But I already went through and I numbered all of the pages and everything. So I think I want to give this a try. And what I'm going to be keeping in here is kind of going to be my short-term, long-term goals, all my collections and what have you, and just planning in here and maybe some writing. I don't know how exactly I'm going to divide it, but I think I'll have more of a feeling once I move in and get started. So this is just by David Allen, and I might have shown you at the beginning of the year how I set this up, but I don't really remember. I even have like my key already in here. Yeah, so I'm just going to continue to use up this notebook because as much as people think, oh, Sylvia's always in and out of things, I do care if I use my notebooks, and eventually I do use them all up. So in here, I'm just going to take this out and we're going to get started setting up this one. And once I get it completely set up, we won't do a whole setup today, but I'm just going to talk through a few things. Once I get the whole thing set up, I definitely will do a video, probably, hopefully, weekly update. I won't make any promises because it is Camp NaNoWriMo, and I am going to be writing 10,000 words and revising my novel. So, in the back, you get these awesome stickers. These are archival stickers. You can go ahead and put them on now, but they will start to peel off, so best to only use when you are archiving. I also printed out a couple of things. So here I have blown this up so it looks a lot bigger than it ever has before, and I like it for July. as well as on the inside, I have the next 6 months of the year already out and ready to go. I even rounded the corner slightly and sized them. And then I have this one, which you can see is bigger. And I thought I would go ahead and just cut these out because, you know, this is lazy planning here. I try not to work harder than I have to, and if it's not that serious, I don't do it. So I think I'm going to cut these out and place them on my future log so that I don't have to draw that out because I'm not going to get that together. You know who I am. Also, I picked out a sticker for the front here. Oh my gosh, I hope I don't put it on backwards. I was like going to be like this way. Okay, here's the sky, here's some mountains and some trees. And of course, these always come with a brand new notebook as well. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and put this in the dead center. Does it look pretty good? I hope so because it's down. So the something new that I'm going to be trying is instead of putting my key in the back and, you know, kind of working backwards, I'm going to put everything in the front and try to go straight. We'll see how that works out. If you don't know what I mean, let me show you my last bullet journal that I am just finishing up. I put like the yearly calendar in the back. There you have the months. And then my key, and then everything else. I kind of work backwards in the index. So I think that this time I'm going to go straight the regular way and see how that works out. Let me know down below if you are doing something different for One Book July. And also, even if you're not, what are you doing? What works best for you? Okay, so half year at a glance, done. Then here is where I think I want to split the page in half, cut these out, and kind of, I don't know, I guess I'll use a glue stick to put them in. Anytime I use a tape runner, my tape runner tends to run a little blue so I can see it underneath. So I'm just going to use a regular glue stick. You could certainly tape or washi tape them in as well. Okay, so I have my trusty ruler out and my 0.38 friction pen. So I don't particularly care to divide the page in half horizontally because I don't know. I don't like going across the page. I like going down in columns. I think it's neater, so I'm going to divide these in half. Okay, so pro tip, make sure that you have these lined up. July, August, September, October, November, December. I can tell you, back in the past, and not even that far in the past, where I have accidentally put out things out of order just because I wasn't paying attention. I was watching a show or I was listening to an audiobook, and then I look down and it's like September's over here and August is over there. It's rough. And of course, always use something to glue behind, that way you don't get it on your actual notebook. Okay, my sister had to come over. She was looking for something. That's why all of the phone calls. So I took a moment, and now I'm back. I'm trying to look at what color I want for this notebook. Sometimes I like to start kind of matchy-matchy, and sometimes these lids are nothing like what the actual color looks like on the paper. We'll see how it goes. So let me swatch these. This is 528. It's really pretty. This one is 526. Okay, those almost, well, on camera they look a little bit more different. In person they look a lot more similar than this. So I am going to nix this one and go with a lighter one. So 528 it is. Now, because I'm going to be using that other notebook, my Moleskine, for like long-term, short-term stuff, I'm not sure that I want to put anything like that in here. Normally, I will try. I don't keep up with it very well, but when I first fill it out, it is pretty handy. I do something like the 5-year, 4 months, 3 week, 2 day, 1 hour, which is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And sometimes I give them their own page, sometimes I don't, sometimes I like split it up. So I wonder if I want to do that in the other notebook or not. So I am trying to go in order, which means I probably won't put them in the back. Unless after this month it doesn't work out, and then I can just go ahead and rewrite them in the back. I might have cut this a little too long. I think it's just this page is kind of wonky. It's glued weird. Because that one fits perfectly. Okay, so I don't know if I should leave space for those or not. This is why I like to do in the back of the book and work my way into the center, just because I don't have to worry about keeping so many pages and not having enough, you know, because I can do this later, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I know I want to have my mental inventory as well, but I'm like, maybe I should keep my mental inventory in the other notebook and just keep monthly, weekly, daily stuff in here. I also put July in here for my part of my future log, even though we will be starting this July 1st, just because I have been playing with the idea, and we still have a couple days for me to figure this out, of not putting a monthly in here, but just going off of a task list for the month, and then just keeping weeklies and dailies in here, and no month. And then so I would need something like this to do forward planning on it. Does that kind of make sense? I don't know. I'm so nervous. I don't know what to do. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so now I have it down. It's going to be 5 years, 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days, 1 hour, and then my July monthly inventory here, or mental inventory, excuse me. And then over here I will have my cover page for the month of July. So on this very weird page, I had to flatten it out a little bit. I didn't go through and flatten all this out, which I should. I'll do that off camera because it does make that annoying sound that's loud. But I feel like I want to leave this open in case I want to do a monthly. I'm so nervous about not having a monthly, but I feel like having a 2-page spread of just to-dos and just move those onto my weeklies and my dailies might be the way to go. But now I'm having anxiety about it. Does anybody else go through this? All right, I'm going to do a monthly, and then how about this? If I don't want to use it, I can just glue it together, and then it's done. Yeah? All right, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so now this is the final setup for now. I didn't do anything to the front yet because I'm still thinking what I want to put here. So when I do an update, all of that will be figured out. I don't know if I'm going to keep these or not. I don't know. I try to do an index and I fall off. So whatever. The rest of the year, 6 months left, halfway there, y'all. This looks nice. I'm just going to go ahead and fill this out once I go through this bullet journal and pull some things that I already might have set up for some of these later months. Then we have our 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, so 5 years, 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days, 1 hour, and I gave them all a page, even though these ones you might think, well, 1 hour, you might not need that many, but I can put several 1 hour things, you know what I mean? Several 2 hour things. So I did that, and then here is my monthly inventory, my mental inventory. I don't know why I keep saying monthly, sorry. This, of course, I blew up and I like it. It actually fits the page a lot nicer. Then we go into my monthly. I decided that I was going to nix the monthly chart just because I don't feel like I'm going to fill that out very much this month, since I'm going to be reading for One Book July, and then of course I'm doing the other challenge, which is 10,000 words for Camp Nano 2021. So yeah, I think that putting audio and regular physical reading books over on this side, monthly log, I shouldn't say monthly log, this is my monthly index, just like one line for the day so I can kind of remember, use it as a trigger to remind myself what happened that day. I like that better. Okay. Then any filming schedule, and then writing log over there. Then I have my monthly tests on this side. So last month, if you remember, let me pull that out so I can show you. I did this. This was the Frankenlog Lite, and I found that I didn't have enough tests in the summertime to utilize this system the way I normally do. So I also put my writing on its own separate, and I kind of liked that. So now I'm combining all of the calendars on one page and all the tasks, this one and this one on one page. So we'll see how I like that. Then we have our weekly focus, and again, I'm not going to be doing the weekly chart, so I thought I would put like a weekly project that I kind of want to work on to get done just for the week, or a big chunk of it, break it up weekly, and I don't know how I'm going to set that up, but you'll see once I do an update how I figure that out. And then after that will be my weekly setup, which is my daily pages. I have been doing a vertical layout that looks like this, and I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with that, and I still have some days to decide, so I'm going to leave it blank for now. But again, you'll see all of that when I set the rest of this up and come back with an update. So there's that. And of course, oh, I forgot I had this back here. I am going to be using my Friction pen in a 0.38. Actually, I forgot I'm keeping it in the cover, and that's why I have this in the back. So on that weekly project page, I might keep like my reading schedule for the week. I don't know at this point if Carie Harling has actually done a video for her One Book July yet, just because she's been, I'm sure, incredibly busy. But she did post what she was going to be doing on Instagram, and that's how I saw that she was going to be reading Atomic Habits. So this barely fits in here. I mean, it's a little bit of a stretch. I think this leather, it's pleather, but it's kind of starting to conform a little bit more. The first time I tried to snap it, I thought, oh no, that's way too tight, and I'm afraid it's gonna rip, but now I think it's okay. And yeah, my Friction pen can go in here, because that's what I will be using. And I have my book as well, and that is everything. So again, let me know what you're going to be doing. Are you going to be doing the read along? Because I'm excited for that. I have done, maybe at the end of the month, if I can get it together, I can do like a book club for this, where we do like a live stream or something, because I used to do that when we did book clubs back in the day, and I haven't done one in a long time because I'm busy all the time. So maybe we can do that. If we don't get it, or I don't get it done this month, then maybe I'll do it in August when I'm less busy and everyone's got a chance to read the book. So in case you get this somewhere in the middle of July because you hear about this and you want to finish it up, maybe we can set that up in August, and I think that would be so much fun. And I'll send out some questions and, you know, some Q&A stuff, and maybe I can get somebody else to do this with me. So if you are a YouTuber who is doing One Book July and you'd like to be part of this book club, let me know and we'll figure out something at some point. Alright, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.